Okay, so turn this way a little bit. Good job. All right, so local anesthetic has been given. That's why the area looks a little blanched. Okay, there you go. You can kind of see the shadow of the healing abutment underneath. So I'm making just a crustal incision. I'm making the cut in such a way that I preserve the amount of keratinized tissue. So here I am, just making a little cut. Okay, great. And then after I've made that cut, I'm just using 2x2s, sterile, dry, just to put pressure on it. I'm gonna create a little, kind of like a slight papilla preservation technique here and here. I'm gonna switch hands. Okay, everything is good. So I'm gonna make a little cut right here. Just a little tiny one. Okay, after I've done that, I'm now using my periosteal. This is a Molt 2-4. Just inserting it, twist, and then lift. And you can see the healing abutment starting to show its head. Switching hands, same thing. Elevating, elevating. And there you go. You can start seeing the healing abutment. You should be able to see it for those of you who are looking at this. Okay, so that's my healing abutment. This tissue is a little tight right here. So I'm just going to make a tiny, tiny, tiny incision just to release the epithelium right here. Okay, just to give it a little bit more laxity. You should be able to see that okay, right? So I'm just going to elevate this slightly to the lingual, and you can see the healing abutment nice and clear for everyone to see. Hopefully you can see that. Now I'm just going to use my screwdriver, engage the healing abutment, back it out, go backward. I don't believe in using a ratchet at this point. Okay, just using hand finger tightness. Good, look at that. That baby's coming up. Really nice. Okay, healing abutment's out. Look, the soft tissue is very much under control. Just putting the gauze there. Patient, we're just going to keep the camera on that. Now I'm doing something called resonant frequency analysis. So this is something called a resonance peg. Okay, so this is nothing more than a miniature tuning fork. So I put my tuning fork onto the implant, and then I'm using a special machine that measures the integrity of the bone. Here we go. And that number is 79. I don't know if you can see that 79. Buccal, lingual is also 79. Mesial is also 79, and distal is also 79. So these are beautiful numbers. So 79 is a beautiful number for these. Now I'm just gonna unscrew it. Great. Okay, so I'm removing the resonance peg, and now I'm putting in the tall healing abutment. So taller healing abutment. This is a 4x7 healing abutment. It's going in. Screw, 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 screw. And it should come to a sudden stop in a moment. There you go. Good. Okay. So that healing abutment came to a sudden stop. I'm really happy with it. Put a 2x2 gauze. Turn this way a bit. So look at that. This keratinized tissue is going to heal. It'll create a nice cuff of epithelium around this implant, around this implant healing abutment. Okay, he may need additional free gingival grafting here because this is really quite thin and friable. But basically, that's going to heal up real nice. Everything looks good. Okay, we got good verification of resonance frequency analysis, also known as ISQ, implant stability quotient. It's great. So the next appointment is we're going to let him heal for about 7 to 10 days or longer. He comes in, we take an impression, and we start making him a provisional cantilevered bridge. All right, very good. Thank you.